Clive. Smoke.
Is the city fallen?
The free men are still holding their own, then.
Do we have any idea where Gav and the others might be?
There's a warehouse near the docks where we agreed to meet if there was any trouble. We should hurry. Sounds like thunder.
You're late. We're starting to think you'd stumbled off a cliff.
I seem to recall that was you, Gav.
Good to see you. Any trouble on the road?
Nothing we couldn't handle.
I knew you'd come.
Is that who I think it is?
Yes.
Allow me to introduce my brother, Joshua.
Clive's told me all about you. Or even listening most of the time. Name's Midadol, but everyone calls me Mid.
My lady.
Hey?
My boy. Uncle Byron. It's really you. I never thought I'd see the day.
So these Akashic are being controlled?
That's what it looked like. Empty eyes, eerie blue glow. No doubt they were turned, but silent as monks, every last one of them.
Your man here speaks true, Clive. We saw more than a few in the city. They moved in ranks with a purpose, and not of their own.
Ultima's doing.
Perhaps.
What of the city? The people?
Dead, mostly.
Mostly, but not all. A handful managed to lock themselves in their villas before the Horde arrived. Some in the merchants' district to the west, and a few others on the far bank.
If the Akashic stumble across either hiding place, a few bolted doors won't hold them for long. We need to find them. And quickly.
What do you propose?
We split into two parties. I will make for the merchants' district, while you look to those across the river. Mind keeping an eye on my brother?
Not at all. We find the villa and try the servants' entrance.
Understood.
And what of us?
Mid, is she fit to sail?
The ship, the mithril engine could probably do with a few more tweaks.
Then you better work fast. Even if we do reach the survivors in time, they'll never make it to the hideaway on foot.
You leave that to me.
See that Mid doesn't get herself into trouble, would you?
Think I can manage that?
I'll keep him safe.
Looks like you stuck with me, Byron.
That's Lord Rossfield, you little gutter snipe!
Shall we then?
And you keep Clive safe.
Be careful. Both of you.
You too.
All right, Torgal. Let's find those survivors. They don't stand a chance against those things. They've been routed. They're wearing Waluda armor. city's leaders gather, there may still be survivors inside.
You've caused quite the commotion. But then I would expect no less from you, Muthos.
You again. I don't believe we've been introduced. You were in my family's crypt, and now you're here, with an army of Akashic thralls.
Manners, Lord Rossfield? They are men, like you and me. Albeit ones unburdened by the wills that drive our kind to madness. They are pure. They are divine.
What?
And they are all that remains in this once raucous city.
You'll pay for what you've done.
As you wish. I confess I have been very much looking forward to this. Pardon me this indulgence, Your Majesty. The vessel shall not be spoiled. I am the Statesman of House Harvard, and you will yield. Or not.
As long as you don't hold back.
forgive me if my performance seems uninspired. It is just that I expected so much more from our chosen one. Perhaps this will kindle your flame?
What now?
A gift from my liege lord's armory. Gungnir. Watch closely, Mythos. Yes! Yes!
Actually, I wouldn't.
Enjoying yourself? The vessel is strong. My liege.
Clive!
You're all right.
As are you, I see.
We are, yes.
I'm sorry, but we couldn't save them.
It was over before we arrived.
Well, you did what you could. I fear we were all too late. What's wrong?
Nothing. I hope.
Leaving so soon, Mythos?
It's the king.
Indeed. you may kneel before Barnabas Tharm, Warden of Ash and King of Waloed.
Get back.
Wild and impetuous. I expected more of the boy who bested my Lord Commander. Yet I see why my master covets you so. The power within you, Mythos. The potential.
Stop calling me Mythos.
But Mythos is everything. The cornerstone of all creation. The Lord's vessel. Your purpose.
My purpose? To surrender my mind and body to that thing. No, Your Majesty. My purpose is my own. I made a promise to my friends, to my people. And nothing is going to stand in my way.
You would allow this delusion of free will to bar your path to greatness? Truly, your volition is a cancer. One that must be excised.
Try it.
All the rest.
Joshua!
Oi! Oi! This way! Hurry! Power beyond reckoning, and they use it as a crutch. Such a waste.
Will he be all right?
The phoenix can mend flesh, but the spirit must recover on its own. I'm afraid the rest is up to him. This place is remarkable. Outfitting it must have been no small feat. But why go to such trouble?
That beauty's belly's filled with wonders the world ain't ready for. If the guilds caught wind of what we were up to, they'd all want a piece. All right?
And how is he? Do not blame yourself. He was barely breathing when you brought him here. We would have lost him if it were not for you.
No. Barnabas may have severed nigh every sinew in my brother's body. But he made certain the wounds were not fatal.
Nigh every sinew?
Allow me, your lordship. Don't know what I was thinking, putting you to the trouble like that.
'Tis no trouble carrying comestibles to my ailing nephew.
I know, but you've already done so much for us. Pouring your gale into the hideaway and now the ship. I don't want to take the piss.
You risked your life. And for what? Some girl you hardly know. Why'd you do it? You got mad or something?
I wouldn't go that far.
Clive!
You're awake.
My boy! Oh.
All I want to do is help. And the world won't save itself. It was Sid. Your father, who taught me that.
Sounds like him.
Don't you dare do that again.
What of the Royalists?
Fucked off, the lot of them, along with the galleon. With the king on board, no doubt. The Iron Hair wouldn't sail without him. Clive. Jill didn't come back.
What do you mean?
She kept the king busy while the others dragged you out.
It's all right, Mid. Jill is fine.
The ether of her icon endures. And as long as it does, we can be certain she is alive.
We must pursue the Black Galleon. Jill will be with the king, I'm sure of it.
Well, good luck catching him, because my ship's going nowhere. It's the Mithril engine. She's got a kick like a wild chocobo and a mind to tear the hull in half.
But do you have an idea?
Well, of course I do. My dad'll have seen this coming a league off. If I had his old writings...
If you had his old writings, you'd be sitting under a fuckload of rubble. The ones Otto didn't save anyway. I suppose he might still have a few pages in his stores.
We'll have to hope it's enough. Do what you can to ready the ship. I'll speak with Otto.
In your condition, you really are mad.
Perhaps. But the world really won't save itself. Right. Gav said that Otto might know something.
Cole said it was an army of a cash.
How are we supposed to do our duty when the hills are crawling?
Clive? But if you're here, where the hell is everyone else? Don't tell me.
They're all right. But it's a long story.
You lot don't do things by halves, do you? Well, at least everyone's still breathing. Now, as for these writings, I'm sorry to say, Clive, but if you had those, you'd be...
Sitting under a pile of rubble, I know.
But we were able to save a few bits and pieces from the ruins, most of which ended up being used to build this place. The more personal items we gave to the next of kin. In the case of Sid's things, that would have been mid.
Then I'll check the workshop.
If Amber and the Lazarus are gone, do you think Mid's ship will ever sail?
This looks like it's from Sid's old diary. But you'll already have read it. I'd better keep looking.
I know this is your hideaway, but...
What do we have here? Oh. Sid's pipes. Something tells me Mid won't be needing these.
I know this is your hideaway, but, you really shouldn't be in here. If Mid caught you rifling through her research, she'd have your head, then mine for letting you.
We've had no word from Canva for days. Please tell me Mid is all right.
I remember seeing this doll in Sid's cellar. I wonder if it was Mid's. Huh. What's this tucked inside it? Sid's best invention. So Sid hid something in Mid's first opus. But what would that be? Perhaps Otto might know.
Help you today, Clive? Is everything we've received and everything promised? Here you are. Come again. I may have more for you.
How are you doing? Quick look. Always something in there. How are we supposed to do our duty when the hills are
Something for you, dear. Not bad, if I do say so myself. No scratches, all right?
can thank me later. Yeah, that should do you. That it? Fine.
If it's knowledge you seek, we've tons of
Well, did you find anything?
Possibly. You wouldn't happen to know what Mid's first opus was?
Opus? That girl's as tone deaf as a banshee. Unless you mean the orchestrion. She couldn't have been more than, what, 11, 12 when she cobbled that thing together? It surprised us all. Not least her dad. You should have seen how proud he was of the little scamp. What's that battered old box have to do with anything?
I think Sid may have hidden something inside it.
Wouldn't surprise me. Those two and their bloody treasure hunts. Half the things in the hideaway were hidden one time or another.
I didn't break it. Well, I didn't break it.
What didn't you break?
Nothing. We didn't break nothing. We definitely didn't break the orchestrion.
What's wrong with it?
It's broken. Except when it isn't. See?
And you had nothing to do with this?
Nope. Nothing. We just wanted to listen to all the songs at once. So we pressed all the buttons. Like this. See?
All too well. All right, out of the way. Something caught on one of the gears.
Did you break it? Can you fix it?
No, I mean, yes. There. How about now?
You fixed it! Sid fixed it! He more than fixed it! Yeah, new music!
Huh. Never heard this one before.
They started playing when I removed this. Whatever it is.
Well, don't look at me. I can tell you it's important, though. Sid showed it to me once and said as much. Said it was the stuff dreams were made of. Let's just hope it's the stuff ships are made.
Indeed. Let's see if we can make some...
Just the two I was looking for.
Aye. Who's a patient?
Actually, yes. The Crown Prince just left.
Dion left?
Unless you've another word for stood up and walked off. Yes, left. He did have the decency to leave a message with Obelisk before commandeering one of his dinghies. Should we go after him?
No. We're not the Prince's keepers. He's free to do as he sees fit.
I'd rather he did so in bed. His wounds are nowhere near healed. Much like yours, I suspect. Otto told me what happened in Canver. What is it with this realm's princes and their aversion to rest?
Ask me when I get back. Though I may be sometime.
Then at least try to stay safe.
And if that fails, try to stay alive, eh?
Every moment I waste here, the further the flagship sails. I have to get back.
Cole said it was an army of Akashians.
All right, Blackthorn told speak.
Well,
It's and
well, I'll...
all right.
Bloody hell, Clive.
That remains to be... August tells me and that the sight of it clearly upset you.
Come on, mate. Bottling it up, ain't. If it weren't the
It brought back some...
memories of what?
There are things...
And some...
Don't be like.
Fine, if it'll get that ring, we approve.
You've never...
Why would the ring, bastards?
So it.
It matters. I'm...
Very well, let's keep...
Just got an armor.
Good.
He's a surly soaker.
Sid, do you... Vague, my friend. However, I'm going to marry the Morganbeards with Morbles. I know, Morbles are possessed of a highly... That is correct. As what? Well...
Cole said it was an army of Akashians.
faster!
Let's get this vine back to the yard. Kicked out already?
No.
Why they get...
You ain't changed a bit, have you, Snotty?
No.
Long time no...
What the hell?
Well, I mean...
Oh, Chuck.
Yeah, I promise I won't throw the first...
Go on, then.
Much obliged.
So this is Dravosht. Not much going on, is there?
It's a smithing town. When I was a lad, you'd have to shout to be heard over the sound of hammer on anvil. Clive, you're good with people. You speak to Zoltan.
Hey, you ain't back...
There's a river of bad blood between... But if...
All right.
I appreciate he'll be near the forge on the hill.
Forge on the...
Good luck.
But if we can't fire the forges, how are we going to earn our keep?
Mama?
Hotter! Hotter, damn it! Those miserable flames wouldn't melt butter, let alone iron.
Pardon the intrusion. I'm looking for the chief.
That'd be me.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
I'll bet it is. Keep the gates closed, I tell him. Well done, Snotty. You're not welcome here.
Blackthorn's here.
What did you say?
He's traveled a long way to see you. He's waiting.
Then I suggest you take him with...
Didn't you apprentice together?
So what if we did?
Fuck! We're getting nowhere. These bearers' flames are next to bloody useless.
We're never going to be able to fire up the forges unless we can find some new crystals.
I'm a busy man, as you can see, so do me a favor and piss off. Oh, and if you're struggling to find your way out, that prick knows exactly. He's not wanted here.
All right.
Please, Chief, you've got to do something.
Let me guess.
As a personal favor to him.
Well, at least he didn't beat about...
There'll be no talking him round.
Which is what exactly? If we're to help, what turned the village...
I left. Dravosht. Zoltan. There are two kinds of smiths in this. My kind, who are in it for the love of the craft, who labour on a single piece from dawn to dusk to get it just right. And the other kind, who are in it for different reasons. People like Zoltan, whose work is quick and cheap. The kind of smiths who shit out a few hundred blades, reap the profit, and divvy it out among themselves. There wasn't a single day we weren't at each other's throats, and bit by bit. People, you would have torn Dravosht in half had it gone on. So, I left.
You didn't have to do that.
Zoltan's a better chief than I would. His way of doing things kept food on people's tables. Until the crystals run out at any rate.
It depends on how you look at it. There's got to be other ways of making fire. We manage it in the Deadlands.
Thanks to Sid's ingenuity, he saw all of this coming. Knew crystals were the problem, not the solution. And spent years coming up with ways of...
You know what I mean, though, right? What I'm trying to say...
It doesn't matter whose fault it... Clive, Dravosht won't last long without his foot, so Do you think it's time we shed Sid the way I see it?
Hold on, Blackthorn. Sid made those things for us. Hey, and you'd be throwing it...
All right, this place was your home. Sid's creations were never meant to be hoarded. Let this be another step on the road to Ravojt, wouldn't you agree?
Of course.
Thank you.
Shall I go?
I know, I've been building do us a favour and round up anyone strong enough to lug a brick or two. And I've got a job for you too, Clive. I need leather for the bellows and luckily...
Time for us. Let's go.
Faster!
No holding back. Straight home now. Come on. Let's make this quick, shall we? Be safe. I dare say that will be enough for a decent set of bellows.
What's this all about, then?
Don't know.
Any trouble finding...
Nothing I could...
There should be plenty. Right then. Time to put these louds to work. If everyone pulls their weight, we'll be fit.
Well, I'll be damned. I honestly didn't think it'd work. But it's hot enough, all right. And without a single crystal in sight.
You know what this means, don't you?
I do, yeah. Ravojt is saved.
Sorry about earlier. That thing you built us is an honest-to-God's marvel. You've saved our village.
It's Blackthorn you should be thanking.
Give this to him, would you?
What is it?
Pit coal cinders. After he left, I spent years trying to eke the most out of our forges. That there was my answer. Chuck it in the fire, and your forge will burn hotter for longer, which will do wonders for your steel. Our secret for yours. I've always envied, since the day I became chief. I spent every snow amount of sleepless nights at the anvil will ever bridge that gap, though. He's a cheat, but He took all it. Is it any wonder I hate his
The
guts?
cinders would mean more coming from you.
I need to forgive him first.
Well, you know what they say. Oriflamme weren't built in a day and all that. These things take time. Especially when they involve... But what matters is, Blackthorn's got that twinkle back in his eye. I reckon he's going to be at it a while yet, though, so why don't you head off without us?
See that you both do.
All right. He'll...
Gentlemen, I see you both made it home in one piece.
Yeah, well, the whole village, everyone except Zoltan.
Oh.
Pitcold Cinder. How'd you come by this? And you're sure he wanted me to have?
I'm sure. You didn't say so, but I...
Yeah. You know I could never leave this place, don't you? Every time you put on mail, you and the curse breakers are trusting me with your lives. There's no greater honor for a smith than that. I'm not about to go crawling back to Zoltan for forgiveness. But if that helps save even a single life... What was it you said he called me? Huh? Sounds like I better get to work.
It's good to see you back.
I don't know. I'm great now.
Ain't got the art to tell him how simple... You're not right. No, Black...
What do I owe the honor? So, will it be? And? Trouble with your gear, or what do you want? And?
He's a surly soaker.
The realm's crops are all being
Sid,
Here. It's your problem now.
What an amazing specimen. It is just as I hoped. Witness how the Morganbeards have taken to the blighted soil. How they bloom. Why, I dare say such a vine graft would yield similar results when applied to other
I'm glad I could be...
You've not... Do you...